Hi, I'm Scott Bassett. Welcome to Understanding Narcissists. And today I want to talk about what scares narcissists. I think I've been thinking about this a lot lately for whatever reason, I don't know. And I've also been talking about, or at least writing about their body language and other things. Somehow that's what's been on my mind regarding narcissists, which I don't think about narcissists all the time because it's mostly an unpleasant experience, but it is insightful. And I thought this would be insightful for you. What scares narcissists that's not a complicated subject. It's very easy to see what scares narcissists, or at least figure it out over time. Their fear is being exposed and being identified or thought of as a narcissist, or really just a bad person, a bad defective person, and then being abandoned by their main supply. But also, people always talk about the supply, the main person they abuse and depend on. But it's really, they don't want to be abandoned by everybody because all that infrastructure, what people think about them, their neighbors, their extended family, or, the people around them who don't really know them that well, but think highly of them, people they work with who think they're just stellar. Losing their faith and confidence is what terrifies a narcissist as well, because that's the infrastructure, that's their ground, that's what they need to stand on, walk on, and function, is what everybody thinks around them. And in particular, I would say probably for most narcissists, at some point, their main supply is going to realize what's going on and turn against them. At least that's how the narcissist is going to see it. That's how they always see it. And in order to protect themselves, they have to have everybody, including the supply's friends. So let's say you're suspicious of a narcissist, they got to turn their friends against you, your family against you, your own friends against you. That's why they've got tendrils in everything. That's why they're involved in all aspects of your life. That's why they know all these people and talk to them, as they gear everything up for the worst case scenario. And in that preparation, what they're really doing is revealing what they're so scared of. I don't think they anticipate losing you necessarily. I think in many ways they think they're going to control you forever, and they're deluded about that. But they're hopeful, and they like to tell themselves that they're in complete control and have all the power over you, and you're never going to get wise or figure anything out or be able to do anything about it. The real issue, I think, with narcissism is running. That's what they're doing. They're running away. They are avoiding things. They're scared. They're hiding. But they're doing it in a proactive way, a dysfunctional way, an emotionally abusive way. But it is proactive because they're very omnipresent in everything you do. And they're taking an aggressive approach to making sure nothing happens that could hurt them, which is losing control, and in particular, people not believing they're good. That's what scares them the most. They don't mind being seen as a jerk or maybe a little brutish or something, but they use even the negative, they have fake negative traits they use to hide their actual negative traits. They'll say they're selfish, or they're jerks sometimes, or they just don't. Sometimes they'll say that they care too much, or they're too emotionally available when they shouldn't be, which is, of course, utter and complete nonsense. But they'll also, the more clever narcissists, I find, will have certain negative traits that they'll accept, which aren't their real negative traits. They'll never say that they're self-obsessed, egocentric, and have to have you think a certain way about them, or they feel like their world is imploding. They'll never say that, because that's more accurate than saying that sometimes they're self-absorbed and they can be real jerks. But because they'll say that, because then it becomes, but if they're in their heart, and you'll have other people tell you this and reaffirm this, and sometimes force it on you, deep down in their heart, they really care about you. There's really all this. It's just problems, and we'll work through it. And if you just talk to them, tell them everything you're thinking and feeling, and they'll work it out. And that's why I think you'll find, this abusive cycle. It's all part of a game, and it goes around and around and around and around, because that's what's going on in their head. and the environment you share with them when they're taking over and telling you what to do, it's really just a projection of what's going on in their brain. They can't help but do that. And so you feel that insecurity, uncertainty, and chaos. They're really throwing it all onto you, often subconsciously, which is hard to believe till you've experienced it. Then when you've experienced it, there's kind of no doubt in your mind. There's still disbelief at times, but it's hard to deny it once you've gone through it multiple times, because narcissists are so repetitive. And I hope I'm not being repetitive right now, but I really want to drive this point home of how important it is that this game keep rolling on and that nobody figure out the game, which is they're going to pretend to change and talk about all this stuff. You'll have blow-ups and meltdowns with them, and then they swear they're going to get better, and things get better for a little while, and then it's going to, without the slightest improvement at all, and probably it'll get worse, a decline, you'll be right back in the saddle with them in the same exact situation, talking about the same things, them tearing into you. It just never ends. And so I know I started with what they're scared of, but they're scared of all of that ending. They're scared of you realizing what's going on, and they're scared of everyone discarding them like they often do to you, or at least make you feel that way, because they don't really discard you. They tend to stick around forever, but that's ultimately what they're avoiding. They're running from all of that, and that's what their behavior is attempting to prevent, to construct all this stuff that will stop people from ever realizing what's actually going on, while they continue to hurt you, while they continue to drain you, and ultimately control every aspect of your life. So I hope, even though it's not a super positive message, I hope it was an informative one, and I hope you liked this video. Thank you for watching.